Hey guys, welcome to the very first episode of my brand new YouTube series called A Healthier and Happier You, which we are going to go deep into each of the 5 prompts that we focus on in my very own guided habit tracker called The One Way Journey. So today's episode is all about intention setting. If you don't know what it is or you're unfamiliar and looking for tips on how to live a more intentional life, then today's video is for you. So in the One Way Journal, we focus on 5 habits every single day to prioritize and plan for to set us up for success, a positive mindset, and a happy and healthy life journey. So the 5 habits are today's intention, daily gratitude, daily nutrition, movement, and hydration. And in each episode of this series, we're going to be diving into one of the prompts along with a happy little quote to keep you on track. In the beginning of this journal, I give you helpful hints on how to actually use the journal, so I figured making this video series would make it even more clear and inspiring for you to know exactly where to start, as most people who use this journal are brand new to journaling. I have been journaling for years and years, and I basically have followed this exact same method, which is how and why we created it into a journal, because we don't focus on numbers, we focus on feeling positive and developing a healthy relationship between the mental and physical health, and truly focusing on what we want to grow and what really moves the needle forward to giving us more energy, more joy, more focus, and fulfillment in our daily lives. So I'm just gonna start from the top, and today we are diving into intention setting. So I guess you could explain this in a number of different ways, and depending on who you hear it from or read it from, there's so many different sources. In my own definition, I approach intention setting as who and what I want to present to the world today. So typically I start by thinking of my goals, my long-term goals, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 5 years, go as far into the future as you're able to, and then figure out what the goals are that you want to achieve in your life. Personally, right now, I want to hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I've been saying that and putting that out there for quite a while now. I want to be successful in selling guided wellness journals, so much so that I can pay my bills with it, focus on it full time, and in the future, I really want flexibility in my schedule, whether I have kids, work from home, sometimes work in office, have the time and freedom to choose what I want. And so those are kind of my long-term goals. Also to prioritize my health all the time, to always have time and make time to go to the gym and prioritize eating well and have the resources and the tools and the knowledge and expertise from people who are smarter than me to do that. So I begin by looking big and looking very general, and then I backstep and think, okay, what does it look like for me to achieve these goals? Maybe stick with one if you're new to this. And then I think, what habits, skills, traits, and characteristics do I need to get there? If I'm gonna be consistent about hitting 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, I need to be making videos every single week, multiple videos a week, getting multiple videos out there and staying consistent with it. I also have to communicate in a way that you understand, that you want to watch, that you're interested in, and that resonates and leaves you wanting to tell your friends and family about it. If I want to prioritize my health, then I have to be consistent in planning my workouts, eating well and eating the right kinds of foods, showing up to the workouts, giving them my all and my energy to actually build muscle and achieve the things that I want. And so the way that I approach intention setting on a monthly, weekly, and daily basis is I pick out little traits and characteristics of skills that I want to develop, and I focus on them. So for example, let's put you in the hot spot, and let's say you're working towards becoming more confident in your body. That's a common goal that I hear from people, depending on whatever shape and size they are. They just want to feel confident in their own skin. Someone that feels confident in their own skin typically doesn't go around saying, I can't eat dessert, I can't run a mile, I can't do that. People who are unconfident tend to do that. So if you're currently in a position where you're not feeling the best in your body, which is completely okay, most people feel like that most of the time, I want you to think deeply about what someone who is confident and how someone who is confident speaks of and to themselves. They're kind to themselves. They give themselves grace. They allow themselves, and more importantly, they don't punish themselves when they eat all kinds of food. Saying that you can't do something solidifies the fact that you can't do something. But when you try for it and you work for it, chances are you will get there. If you're someone who cannot run a mile and want to, telling yourself you can't do it is only gonna bring you further from the goal. So someone, let's say your goal is to run a mile, someone who can run a mile says, I can do that. Someone who can't run a mile puts themselves in that box. So I want you to be mindful about how you are speaking to and of yourself. I know that you hear this all the time, but I want to remind you that your thoughts create your words, which creates your habits and your actions, which creates the perspective of your reality. And those thoughts that you think then turn into the words, then turn into how you treat yourself and other people. And your reality, your life, is a direct reflection of what you put into the world. So I want you to be so careful and mindful of what you are feeding your mind, and also separating your state of consciousness from your subconscious. Your consciousness is observing the world around you. Your subconscious is the ego that's talking you into and out of arguments that you've had during the day. Now, that's not to say that just because you want good things to happen, that only good things will happen in your life, because there's always negativity. There's always things that come up. There's always frustration and overwhelm and stress and complications and difficult conversations with other people. But if you want more good in your life, focus on the good that is already present, and more importantly, give good in your life. If you want more of something, focus on it and give it to other people. That is one of the most powerful and effective ways I've found to bring something into your realm of existence. Also, that thing that you want, that goal you want to achieve, that intentional effort that you want to give every day, focus on it as though it has already happened. I am so intentional about speaking in present tense about things that have not happened yet, that will happen for me, because I follow it up with, it is already done, time just needs to catch up. And I learned this from someone named Charlie on Instagram. He is doing super, super amazing charity work right now. I think his username is literally Charlie. And he talks about a loose level of manifesting, which I know some people are into manifesting and some aren't, so take with this what you will. But every day I write, I can pay my bills through my small business. I can support myself and have money to save through my small business. I am in the best shape of my life. I am so confident in the muscle that I've built on my body. And at the bottom, I say, it is already done. Time just needs to catch up. I firmly believe that what we want, we have to live in it before it actually happens in our lives. We don't feel more confident when we get to our dream body or when we get to that level of weight that we want to lift. We feel confident in picturing it and feeling that it's happened already and that we're just a couple of steps away. It's already happened for me while I'm actively working on it, because your brain doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. So that's an easy way you can hack it and put good into yourself before it's even happened. Every day I wake up and I create my schedule as though those big audacious dreams that I have for myself have already come to life. I have thought about, for example, one way that I promote my small business is I reach out to influencers on Instagram who I resonate with, who I followed for a while, or who just kind of give that spark that I think would be a perfect fit for my journal. And I'm very intentional about who I reach out to, and before I send the email, I picture in my mind the people that I'm so hopeful will say yes. I tell myself they've said yes, I'm working with them, we are building a connection, we're building a friendship, and I put that out there and I imagine that it's happening, and in most cases, not all of them, but in most cases, it happens. and I'm making connections and relationships with people that I've followed for years and have dreamed and wished that I could be on their level and learn from them and connect with them. And it's one of the many examples in my life that has showed me that this technique works. I'm also a big fan of affirmations. So affirmation is an I am statement. If you want to understand affirmations even more and mantras, Deepak Chopra is one of the greatest spiritual teachers, and he can give you all the information on it much better than I can. And so I tell myself right now, I am a successfully, financially wealthy and happy business owner. I am confident and strong in my nutrition, and I'm getting enough protein, and I'm eating all the delicious plant-based foods, and I'm enjoying my workouts and relieving stress right now, even though I'm on a continuous journey to build that. I also every day tell myself that I am currently living my dream life. And things have happened within the past year that I never thought would happen, that I've always wanted to happen. And I continue to tell myself I'm living my dream life, even though physically the things in my life aren't yet to where I want it to go. In my mind, it's already happened. I'm just waiting for time to catch up. Each time I sit down and truly write out my intention for the day, I center myself where my feet are. I'm sitting in my couch, in my safe, warm home. I am so grateful for the time and energy and clarity of thoughts to be doing this. I'm grateful for the practice of being intentional about setting my intention for the day. And I really take in all of the sensory stimuli that I need to create a positive effect in the right direction. So in setting my intention, I look at the goals I have for myself. Typically I do it for the week because that is at a level that my brain can understand. And I look at what is required of me this week and how can I think about that all day long. Setting my intention for the day is one of the ways that I remind myself of something that I'm working on. So for example, today, my intention is to speak clearly, communicate effectively, and make entertaining videos for my community to watch. So that is my intention going into all of the videos that I filmed today. And it's something that I'm working towards because that is the level of a creator that I want to achieve that I'm working on. Time just hasn't caught up to it yet. I hope this answered a couple questions that you had about intention setting and gave you a glimpse into how I approach it. Like I said, there's a million different ways. This is just the way that I do, and I sincerely hope that it makes intention setting a tiny bit easier for you going forward. If you still have questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments or reach out to me on Instagram at OneRayJournal or Maria Fitness with 2 Z's, and I will see you next week. Thanks guys, don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends, as that's the best way to support your favorite content creators. Enjoy.